and welcome to the annual TAKREEM America Awards Night, the American National Anthem.
مساء الخير. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, Your Royal Highnesses, dear friends, good evening and welcome. Tonight we gather in Houston, where people think in scale, work in complexity, and still make room for the heart. This city knows what it means to build industries, institutions, and most importantly, to build possibility. Houston is a place where impossible is often just a temporary word. It's home to NASA Johnson Space Center, where human exploration becomes real, and to Texas Medical Center, where healing is a daily mission. It is also shaped by global movement and trade through Port Houston, a reminder that this city has always been connected to the wider world. And Houston is also unmistakably an energy city, Texas energy, a place where the language of industry and ambition is spoken fluently, and where the world's energy conversations are not theoretical, they are lived, engineered, and continuously reinvented, especially now, as the transition accelerates. But what people sometimes forget until they experience it is that Houston is also a serious cultural capital, a city of education, museums, collectors, and ideas. Proof that alongside power and production, this city also protects beauty, imagination, and meaning. So tonight is not only a celebration, it is also a statement that in uncertain times, we choose character, that in noisy times, we choose meaning, and in divided times, we choose the hard work and connection. Some people ask me, why do you do this? Are we here just to hand out awards, to put our tuxedos and long dresses, to buy tables, take pictures, and go home? Let me be very clear. If this were only a show, I would never ask anyone to come. But this is not a show. This is a choice. A choice to build bridges when the world is busy burning them. A choice to gather people who believe that excellence is not a trophy, it is responsibility. And yes, it's a big evening, a big production. I traveled 24 hours to be here. Not for glamour, not for noise, not for a nice night out. People spend money every week on concerts, dinners, entertainment that ends the moment the lights go off. Tonight, we spend it on meaning, on connection, on inspiration that turns into action. Because the truth is, our mission doesn't grow on applause. Our endowment is supposed to grow year after year, and it has not. We have had 2 hard years. I've had moments where I told myself, maybe we should stop. But then I remembered what stopping means. It means giving up on the very idea that Arabs and Arab Americans can be a force for good, for culture, for opportunity, together. So if you're here tonight, thank you. You're not just attending an event. You're taking a position. You're saying, we believe in gathering with purpose, celebrating with meaning, and investing in a future that is bigger than all of us. And since tonight is also the eve of Valentine's Day, February 14th, let me say, tomorrow the world celebrates love. Tonight, we choose to practice it through community, through gratitude, through mentorship, and through the decision to stand together under one shared sky. To choose joining us for the first time, welcome. Tonight is your first TAKREEM America Awards Night, and we're truly glad you're here. To the Houston community, thank you for the warmth, the trust, and the presence. And to the youth in this room, your presence is not symbolic. You are the future you are investing in. In fact, this is why we're launching our mentorship program tonight to connect rising talent with mentors who can open doors, share guidance, and help you carry excellence forward with dignity and purpose. I also want to thank our donors, our contributors, our partners, and every person who made this night possible through generosity, support, and belief. What you're doing is not simply sponsoring an evening, you're sponsoring impact. And now, to guide us through this evening, I have the pleasure of welcoming a woman who has been with us since the very beginning, our Master of Ceremony for the Tech Minds Forum, and tonight she's the MC for this wonderful evening to be. She is as exceptional as she has always been, precise, warm, and effortlessly present. I will let her take it from here. Welcome to an evening of love, meaning, and excellence. Please join me in welcoming our MC to the stage, Sarah Shayib Al-Awar.
Well, thank you so much, Ricardo. What a beautiful way to start out tonight. Good evening, everyone. Ahla wa sahla fikum. I'm so honored to be your MC this evening. As someone who lives here in Houston, I'd like to personally welcome our out-of-town guests, including Ricardo, to the great state of Texas, where we don't say hello, but we say howdy, where our southern hospitality is as sweet as our tea, and our use of the word y'all is abundant. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is more than about recognition. It's about responsibility. The responsibility of excellence to uplift others, to create opportunity, and to leave something better behind. We're so grateful to have you here with us, to our longtime friends, our first-time guests, and to the Houston community that really feels like family to me. And we're especially glad to see so many young faces in the room, because tonight is also about what comes next. Before we begin the award ceremony, I'd like to share a short report, brief but meaningful, looking back at the journey since 2019, the milestones, the growth, and the purpose that brought us here tonight. It's a snapshot for those discovering the story for the first time, and a reminder for those who have helped build it from the start. Please direct your attention now to the screen.
TAKREEM bridges continents, from North Africa to the Middle East, from the Gulf to the Arab diaspora worldwide. With TAKREEM America, founded in 2019, we extended a special hand to a vibrant community overseas. A community of pioneers, builders and thinkers who have carried their roots with pride while embracing a new home with conviction. Today, that mission matters more than ever. As speech hardens into hatred and division is rewarded with applause, bridge building becomes not a slogan, but a necessity.
In America, there are so many negative stereotypes about Arabs, and we really need to uplift Arabs and Arab Americans to demonstrate the incredible accomplishments of talent.
And TAKREEM cuts those stereotypes away. It allows the world to see the education, the beauty of our culture.
It is inspiring our future generation to be accomplished and gives them a path for hope.
TAKREEM America rises precisely at this moment to remind us that identity can be a bridge, not a boundary, that belonging is not weakened by diversity, but strengthened by it.
TAKREEM America matters because it promotes our diaspora in the US and it radiates to the rest of the world.
Let us leave here with a renewed belief in human rights, in shared dignity. In a world constantly dividing, let us be the ones who choose to unite.
Ricardo Karam, mashallah, is a force to be reckoned with. So I loved the ideas behind what he is trying to achieve. And it's not political.
Because America, at its best, is a promise kept. It is a country that has offered generations arriving from the Middle East and the Arab world not only refuge or opportunity, but the dignity of becoming fully part of the story. They did not simply come to America, they helped shape it, contributing, creating, innovating, serving, and proving that the immigrant spirit is one of the country's greatest sources of strength.
I want to express my sincere gratitude to the United States of America, which has afforded me the opportunity to pursue my dreams and develop professionally.
I think TAKREEM does an excellent job in showing the world what is in Arab in the US and the contribution that Arab Americans offer to the American society.
This is an American dream. It's not just an Arab dream.
Your culture is not a limitation. It is your superpower. Always carry it with pride.
TAKREEM America exists to honor that truth, to celebrate Arab American excellence, and to spotlight role models whose journeys inspire confidence in what societies can become when they choose inclusion over fear.
The feeling of a community, of sourcing and culture, cannot be but very helpful.
The way how we identify with family, with tradition, sharing connection, passion, I believe that we should focus on the positive thing that the Arabic community has done and that we should be recognized for that.
And our recognition extends beyond labels. We also honour individuals, Arab or non-Arab, American or international, whose impact has strengthened humanity or advanced the human story through courage, knowledge and service.
What I loved about TAKREEM was the way the story was being told. And TAKREEM was that organization that was giving the story, the narrative of optimism for Arab youth around the world to lead by example.
Tonight, through TAKREEM America, we tell stories against all odds. Stories of success and contribution, of bravery and justice, of freedom and kindness. Stories that push back against hatred, not with noise, but with proof. Proof that when bridges are built, futures are born.
Wow, well, what a powerful reminder of why this gathering matters. And to everyone joining us for the first time, we welcome you to the TAKREEM family with open arms. You've just seen the journey, but now you're about to experience its heart. Because what happens here isn't limited to applause. It becomes mentorship, connection, and real impact. Tonight we'll honor remarkable laureates, some of whom are role models, honorees whose work is shaping lives in raising standards here in the United States and far beyond. And we'll share inspiring stories that deserve more than celebration. They deserve a big thank you. Before we begin, just a few quick notes. Please silence your phones if you haven't already. And if you feel moved, share the moment. Celebrate loudly, and let's make this room feel like home. All right, Houston, are we ready, y'all? It doesn't sound like we're ready. Let's do that again. Are we ready, y'all? All right, well then let's officially begin the evening, shall we? To start us off, I'd like to invite Mr. Joseph Jaja and Mrs. Amal Najjar, who will present our first recognition tonight, the Young Entrepreneurship Award. Mr. Joseph Jaja is a TAKREEM America Laureate Corporate Leadership Award 2025 recipient, and Mrs. Amal Najjar is a TAKREEM America Advisory Board member and Executive Director. Well, this next story challenges an old assumption and expands the definition of responsibility in modern family planning. Through innovation and access, our honoree is transforming how men engage with fertility, care, and long-term health. Please turn your attention now to the screen.
We're surrounded by chemicals everywhere around us. BPAs. You want to make sure that you're not using plastics. The clothes we're wearing.
The reality is this: sperm counts have gone down by 50 to 60% over the past 40 years. That already in and of itself is cause for concern.
Couples who want to start or grow their families, it's often seen as a women's issue.
But one startup is working to change that.
We've had tens of thousands of patients. We've unlocked a new market of men who would never go to a clinic, but absolutely would do it from home. Infertility is as likely to come from the male partner as it is from the female partner. Men, as they get older, build up DNA damage in their sperm that leads to things like infertility, like miscarriage, or even the risk of having a child born with autism. Every man should be doing this once to preserve your ability to have kids for the rest of your life. We're well funded, we're fast growing, we've got an amazing culture of over 30 folks who are really passionate about what we do, and we are building out that whole experience, those products and services that is going to help us give people the freedom to choose what kind of family they want. Are you able to take what I call the leap of faith and actually leave everything behind, quit your job, move cities, and actually start? If you're not giving it your all, then you are not going to succeed.
It's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to talk about sexual health. It's okay to talk about these kinds of topics that for our generation are much, much more stigmatized. It is a rare type of man who wants to be watching what he eats, watching how he exercises, and preserving his sperm to make sure that he has frozen his youngest, healthiest sperm so that no matter what happens, he's able to use it in the future.
First, huh? Well, I will not be talking about sperm for now, but thank you so much for the honor, and I wanted to share a few words as I reflect on the journey that brought me here and us to tonight. I was in Beirut in 2006 when I wake up one morning and find that our airport is in flames. My brother and I are trapped and alone, our parents are abroad. We stock up on essential supplies and wait for a few days until we are smuggled across the border to Damascus in the back of a taxi cab driven by a stranger we've never met. This story is not unique to the group that's here tonight. In fact, my grandparents fled Palestine in 1948. My parents left Lebanon during the Civil War in 1975. Across our generations, it feels there's a lineage of instability and tumultuousness. I myself moved 10 times since 2006 across Canada, the United States, Switzerland, always searching for the opportunities that I could not find at home. That path led me to founding Legacy. It was about 8 years ago, and we've served 50,000 patients across the country. Texas is, in fact, one of our biggest and most important states. Yeehaw. And for them, it's about how they plan for their own family and how they define their own sense of home. Every person here understands what it's like to leave home, to be dreaming of hummus, falafel, labna, shakshuka, but instead you have to have a bagel or cereal or oatmeal. Every one of us here understands what it's like to juggle time zones and do the math and figure out if your parents and family are awake or if daylight savings has kicked in yet or not. Figuring out if you should be celebrating Arab Mother's Day or American Mother's Day, or if your mom's telling you to buy her flowers for both. And every one of us here knows the heaviness that comes with watching a genocide unfolding on TV and feeling helpless and powerless to stop it. And so for all the people who are here tonight who've taken the connecting flights and dealt with the delayed flights, and you know that there's about 5 cities that can get you to Beirut on time, I'm also thinking about our compatriots from countries where they don't know if they can go back and be allowed back into the US, like Yemen and Libya, Sudan and Syria. But we're here tonight at TAKREEM because we understand these challenges have forced us to develop the grit, the resilience that helps us overcome it all. We've worked hard to bring the best of home to the US so that we can bring the best of the US back home. Entrepreneurship requires embarking on risky journeys, and in my case, a comfort talking about sperm that nobody else shares. But we've all taken the leap of faith one way or another, whether we wanted to or because we had to. And that leap of faith has led us here, together, tonight. I'm proud and honored to be sharing the podium with leaders from across the Arab world living here in the US. I'm thankful to Ricardo for building an organization that uplifts and highlights our community at a time when we need unity more than ever. And most of all, I'm grateful that TAKREEM was kind enough to still consider me a young entrepreneur. Thank you.
All right, Alf Mabruk again to Khalid Ktaili, well deserved. All right, friends, I'd like to invite the presenters for the Scientific and Technological Achievement Award, Rindala Baidoun and Dr. Richard Westmark. Please make your way to stage left. Rindala Beydoun is a prominent corporate and commercial lawyer, and Dr. Richard Westmark is a TAKREEM America Board of Directors member. Well, this next video you're about to view takes us inside a world where millimeters matter and where innovation meets responsibility. It's the story of a surgeon scientist advancing complex spine care, training future specialists, and raising the standard for patient outcomes. You'll see just how here on the screen.
How's it going? She was a nurse from World War II. She's given a lot to society, and then when she needed something, all doors were closed, and people were telling her, well, that's how you spend the last few years of your life. I'm the director of the Johns Hopkins Biomechanical and Neurosurgical Outcomes Laboratory, which collects patients' data and evaluates the results of thousands of neurosurgical operations performed here and elsewhere. The operation is meant to reverse years of compression on the nerves and create more space so we can stop her leg pain and allow her to walk.
You're a saint.
Yeah. There's a lot of satisfaction involved when you make somebody better, especially going from somebody who's miserable with pain, and then you try to alleviate their pain.
In the middle of the night, I fell down a flight of stairs and broke my neck. I fractured 4 cervical vertebrae. Fortunately, a very talented neurosurgeon named Ali Biden put me back together again.
I was stretching to go for a run. I heard something pop in my back and instantly knew something was wrong.
Because of the location of the tumor, because of the nerves involved, we may just watch it to see the rate of growth.
Neurosurgeons are trained for 7 or 8 years before they're out on their own. So experience is very important because the consequences can also be problematic.
After 2.5 years of watching this tumor, we had evidence that it had gotten significantly bigger. We were able to remove the entire tumor and there was no damage to the nerves.
Right now, I feel like my life is back to where it was. Everything's good. Everything's good.
The Scientific and Technological Achievement Award goes to Dr. Ali Beydoun.
Karam, this thing is too heavy. It would definitely cause back pain and get me more patients, which is, if that's the goal. Good evening, everybody. I could not top Mr. Khalid's speech. I want to congratulate him on a beautiful speech. Thank you very much for having the honor to stand before you and being part of this beautiful celebration in Texas, Houston, Texas. My story is absolutely not unique and not foreign to every single Arab American sitting in this room. The Arab American immigrant experience has a very known recipe. Work hard, aim high, collaborate, innovate, create, and persevere. Every person in this room in their own right can relate to this story. We came to America 40 years ago, to the welcoming Lebanese Arab American community in Michigan, in Dearborn, Michigan, a community that creates paths and opportunities collectively for its members. In those paths, that generosity and the belief of a community that gives opportunities, which leads to success and service back to that community and beyond. I focused on patient care. I wanted to be the best surgeon I could be and still strive to do so. I've been blessed with many opportunities that allowed me to advance in a department and in a university replete with talent and inquisitive thinking. I am thankful to the thousands of patients who have trusted me with their lives, who have come from foreign lands to have surgery with us. I'm also thankful and proud of my colleagues, my residents, my fellows, my students, and of my mentees. Together, we continue to make neurosurgery safer and more effective. Thank you to Mr. Ricardo Karam. Thank you to TAKREEM. Thank you for bringing us together as we celebrate each other's stories at a time when immigration, once the bedrock of this country, finds itself under attack and on the defense. On a personal level, I'd like to thank my wife, Carol Fakhri, my kids, Jad, Laith, and Ramzi, my sisters, Rindala and Maysoon, my brother, Mohammed, and all those who have shaped me to be the person that I am. And thank you very much.
What a beautiful speech. Alf Mabruk again to Dr. Ali Baidoun. This next story, oh, excuse me, I need to tell the people to come to stage left. Jumping the gun here. I'd now like to ask Dr. William Zughbi and Dr. Huda Zughbi, our next presenters for the Scientific and Technological Achievement Award, to come to stage left. Both were TAKREEM America laureates for this very category in the year 2022. Now I can tell you about the next story. It reminds us that science can change not only how we treat disease, but how we prevent it. From clinical research to public health impact, our laureates' work has helped redefine global understanding of liver disease and liver cancer, right here in Houston. Please turn your attention now to the screen.
The number of liver cancer cases are expected to almost double by the year 2050. That's worldwide.
One of the biggest contributions of Baylor is generating discoveries in medicine and biomedical sciences.
It's a wonderful career. It does combine the cognitive aspects of medicine with the procedural parts. So those who enjoy patient interactions, endoscopy, and intellectual curiosity, you got it.
A healthy liver is essential for life. For example, you can remove your appendix, you can remove one of your kidneys or even one of your lungs, but you cannot remove your liver and survive.
We think that the increase of liver cancer related to fatty liver is a large part of the driver of future cases of liver cancer. That and alcoholic liver disease.
You have no symptoms until you develop symptoms. Do something about it. Lose weight, increase your physical activity, reduce your alcohol intake.
Paying back to the larger community is what drove me to eventually apply for the AGA presidency. I was told that I'm the first Middle Eastern AGA president. I'm the 114th president. Tremendous sense of pride in leading arguably the world's greatest organization in gastroenterology. There's a fourth revolution, post-technology revolution. It's taking all those technological advances and putting them into the realm of business. And my hope is to take advantage of all of these fantastic discoveries and somehow push them to the benefit of the field.
Scientific and Technological Achievement Award for Dr. Hashim El-Siraj.
Thank you very much. I'm slightly jealous of the previous surgeon where he said millimeters matters in his business. I'm a gastroenterologist. Millimeters also matters in my business. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and dear friends, I'm profoundly honored by this lifetime recognition from TAKREEM. I receive it with a lot of gratitude and some reflection. My journey didn't begin in positions of privilege or certainty. I'm a descendant of the people of Gaza, Palestine. Thank you. A people, I hope, defined not by what was taken from them, but by what they refused to surrender. Dignity, pride in our identity, education, and an unshakable belief in the future. نحن شعب تعلم أن يجعل من العلم هوية ومن الصبر قوة ومن الأمل فعلا يوميا. Those values, thank you. Those values shaped me long before the prestigious titles or the institutions did. They taught me that knowledge is not only a path to success, but more importantly, to freedom, and that service is not optional, it's obligatory. This honor doesn't belong to me alone. It belongs to my family, my wife Rula, who sacrificed quietly, to mentors who opened doors, to colleagues and trainees who shared the work, and to patients who remind me every day of why this work matters. Over a lifetime of medicine, research, and leadership, I've learned that impact is not measured by what we achieve, but what we leave behind. Empowered people, stronger institutions, and doors opened wide for those who come next. النجاح الحقيقي ليس فيما نصل إليه بل فيما نمهد له الطريق للآخرين. TAKREEM stands for something deeply meaningful to me. It affirms that excellence from our region, from our people, doesn't require permission, explanation, or validation. This success speaks with confidence, integrity, and purpose. I accept this honor with pride in where I came from, gratitude to those who walked this journey with me, and a renewed commitment to give back, especially to the next generation who deserve not only opportunity, but belief. Thank you. Shukran, Jamian.
Alf Mabruk to Dr. Hashim El-Siraj. All right, y'all, I'd like you to help me welcome two friends of mine who are presenting the next Corporate Leadership Award, Nijad and Zena Ferez. Like the Zughbis, they are a powerhouse couple, both being TAKREEM America Lifetime Achievement Laureates in the year 2022. Well, our next award video is about leadership at the intersection of technology, data, and real-world outcomes. It's the story of building at scale, transforming organizations, modernizing systems, and pushing innovation where it matters most, human health. Please watch and enjoy.
If you don't have privacy and security at the core of whatever your data strategy is, then I think you're really exposing yourself and your patients for the 52 million to become 500 million. And I think that's a scary proposition. I had spent most of my adult career over the last decade in cybersecurity and in privacy. And as I came to the healthcare industry more broadly, I realized there's nothing really connecting all the different kinds of information and data that could make precision health and precision medicine a real thing for you. You have to make some assumptions as a leader. There's no perpetually good company and there's no perpetually good industry. You have to constantly reinvent yourself, and you have to particularly do it when everyone's telling you how great you are. And so we're looking, like most companies, around how AI, both for capabilities we can build and making sure that we're in the forefront of thinking about how they can be applied and how can they really make a difference. We spun out of Alphabet, Google X in 2015. And coming in, I'd spent a career in tech and a decade in retail. What I had found coming in, big tech and big retail had solved a lot of the problems that big healthcare is struggling with. on behavior. Think of loyalty programs of the most successful retailers, Starbucks, Best Buy, the airlines. There needs to be alliances. Public, private, academia, individuals need to work together to create over time a much better posture for bad actors to have to go against, but also force them to understand what is the real important data of a company. Do I treat my medical record the same as I treat my credit card statement? And we can put a lot more controls once you have that identity done in your organization or your health system.
And the TAKREEM Award for Corporate Leadership goes to Mr. Stephen Gillette.
I didn't prepare any formal remarks, but I got inspired by the people that went before me. And for those asking, the family name is Jalad. My story starts with my father, who was born in a small village in Tripoli, Lebanon, what they call Trablos, Elmina. And 60 years ago, he came to Houston and started his journey in America. He didn't speak English. I think Arabic and French were the two languages he spoke. And he made his way to California, Los Angeles, where I was born. I turned 50 last month, so I'm what's called a bicentennial baby. When America turned 200, any child born in 1976 was given a special coin. We didn't do anything with it for 50 years, but now it's all the rage. He met my mother in Los Angeles, who was a Venice, California surfer girl, you know, the ones they used to hold up on their shoulders when they were surfing. And my journey started in Los Angeles. We moved to Oregon when I was 10, and I grew up in Eugene, Oregon, a small, medium-sized town. And in 1998, I graduated from the University of Oregon with my high school sweetheart, Aisha, who is here with me. And we have 8 children, and 4 boys, 4 girls, and none of them are here. No twins, 1 wife, there she is. But I packed up my U-Haul truck with her and our 2 cats at the time. And my father kind of pulled me aside and he said, "You're going to go to Silicon Valley." This was the height of the first .com boom in the 90s. And his one word of advice to me was, be nice to all the people you meet on the way up in your life and your career. I said, "Thanks, Dad." He said, "Because you're going to meet them all on the way back down." And that kind of stuck with me. My life has been a really blessed experience. A career in Silicon Valley, the most prominent organizations, the most interesting experiences, the most wonderful successes, and the most defining failures and challenges. And as I get this award, I look back on my family, growing up, and we would get on the phone and talk to the family in Lebanon, where I still have a lot of the family. And during the war, we would hear them over the phone. They would be on the floor or hiding. And I realized how lucky I am that my father found a way to get here after his grandfather had tried to come and stay and made it here. Because that story and that experience is ultimately the American dream that some of these other speakers talked about. We bring a culture, we bring a richness, we bring a history, and as we get born and we live outside of where the parents came from, I try to hold on to that. I try to be proud of it. I go back, I bring the family, and I try to really make it a part of our lives. They say in America, the first thing to go is the language, when the last thing to go is the food. So we're kind of trying to keep both as we work on our 8 children and make sure that they understand where their family came from, why we're proud, and how it defines them and is a part of them today. So I want to thank again my wife, my kids. I want to thank Ricardo and the selection committee. I'm humbled, and I'll do my best to keep representing our culture, our history, and being a part of this fabric and this story called America. So thank you.
Well, Mr. Stephen Gillette, I don't know what's more impressive, the honor you received tonight or the fact that you have 8 children. Smallah. Now I'd like to welcome our next Cultural Excellence Award presenters, Mr. Thomas Abraham and Mrs. Huda Kardoush. Thomas Abraham is a TAKREEM America Advisory Board member, and Huda Kardoush was a TAKREEM America Lifetime Achievement Laureate in 2025, along with her husband, Mr. Michael Kardoush. In this next video, you'll see we honor 2 journeys across borders, one captured through the intimacy of portraiture, the other traced through movement and the open road. Together, their stories ask a timeless question. What does home mean when identity is shaped by displacement, courage, and curiosity? Please turn your attention now to the screen.
I just dreamed of this moment for so long. It's also scary. It's like, what next, you know? Fuck, man.
I think it's being in the US, it made me want to tell a different story from my country. I really became a photographer originally to take better pictures of my children, and then after September 11, I wanted to tell a different story of the Middle East. In 2006, I was in Lebanon with my 4 kids, and Israel bombed Lebanon. When I arrived at the borders, there was a truckload of women and children. I jumped out of the car at the border and I photographed them. That moment made me realize that everybody had a story.
Thank you, Mama Africa! I was looking for adventure. I was tired of my job in banking. And so I wanted to do something hard and challenge myself. You could push yourself way more than you think. You go the perfect pace, you go fast enough to cover ground, but slow enough to really take in your surroundings, feel every hill, see every village. Pakistan, Zindabad, Zindabad. Singapore. Australia, قبل أفريقيا, قبل أوروبا, أمريكا. Biking's weird in a way that it's almost a metaphor for life. Like in life, you're gonna have ups and downs. It's mental because you're sitting on a bike 8 hours a day and it's like, what do you think about? You get sort of clarity in a way. It's social. You know, I've made so many friends through the bike.
And I love people, I want to say. I love collaborating with people. It's important for me that the women I photograph are not passive in the landscape, but they're actually owning it. Often people in the West portray women from the Arab world as oppressed. So for me, it's important to also challenge that misconception. I feel like I have a foot in each country, but it's also kind of a gift in a way. I completely see myself in those women.
I was like, yo, I'm gonna get to the top of Lebanon. I'm gonna get to ours, and it's gonna be epic.
Good evening, everybody. The upcoming award, as you have just seen in the report, is a Dual Excellence Award in Culture, honoring 2 remarkable individuals from different disciplines and distinct journeys, yet united by one powerful thread: heart, passion, and an extraordinary courage. Tonight, we celebrate not only achievement, but the bond that shaped it, a mother and her son, each accomplished in their own right, each inspiring their own way, probably standing side by side, one generation planting the seed, the other carrying them forward. Please join me in applauding this exceptional duo, an inspirational mother and her brilliant, brilliant son, together embodying excellence, resilience, and love. Before you do that, I want to take the privilege of saying one more thing. In this room, it is full of beautiful women, mothers, daughters, leaders, businesswomen. Each and every one of us, at some point in our lives, always have said to ourselves, the men in this room, I am because of you. This bond, this creation, this union between mother and son is done because of the love, the passion, the commitment, the concern for the welfare, the success of that young gentleman, that young boy who will become a man in this world. I think we owe it to the women in this room a huge round of applause for making sure that each and one of us who have experienced the love, the passion of our mother, our daughters, our sisters, our wives, it is because of them we are what we are today. Thank you. Please give these young people an applaud. Thank you.
Hi everybody. Sorry, this made me a bit emotional, the video of being here with my son and that beautiful speech. So I first want to say that I'm very honored to be here standing among you within such an extraordinary, talented community. I'm truly humbled. Thank you, Ricardo, and thank you, TAKREEM, for including us. So many people in this room deserve that award. So it's... and congratulations to all the laureates. I'm so proud to be among you. I'm especially proud to be standing here with my son. Sorry. Sorry. He honestly deserves this award and this moment all by himself here. Samer, and I'm in awe of what you've accomplished and what you've done and for being who you are, for your gift, your commitment, and your grit, but also your humility. When he talks about his trip, he talks about the kindness of strangers more than about his achievements, and I think you bring that in them. I also want to thank my husband, who is really the pillar behind both of our achievements, I want to say, and he's the one who kept me sane during that trip, because it's easy to say I'm proud now, but I was a wreck for 3.5 years. So. I wish my father was still alive to be here. I especially want to acknowledge this rich and resilient Arab American community. I know it's not easy, especially right now. I have a quote from Ital Adnan that I love. I'm both an American and an Arab, and these identities are sometimes at odds with each other, not every day, not even often, but once in a great while, I become a mountain that some terrifying earthquake has split. I feel that we're living in one of those moments right now, yet I believe this time also holds possibility, an invitation to draw on our creativity, affirm our shared humanity, and serve as messengers between the two cultures that shape us. I've been thinking a lot about the threads of identity, my Palestinian identity passed on from my parents, that identity and the Lebanese identity passed on to my children. We live here, we love this country, it's given us so much and we give it back, yet our places of origin remain within us. This hyphenated identity is not a burden, it's our strength. For us, I could say for my husband and I, watching our children proud of being proud of being Arab American fills us with pride. When Samer decided to leave his comfortable life in the US and go to Lebanon to volunteer after the port explosions, and then when he decided to end his journey, as you saw in Beirut, carrying the Lebanese flag, it was so emotional and meaningful for us. Lastly, I want to honor the women of Lebanon and Palestine. Their creativity, their strength, their dignity, and their resilience have inspired me and my work for all these years. They give me hope for Lebanon and for Palestine and for our part of the world. My photographs are my love letters to them, and I want to dedicate this award to them. So thank you all.
Good evening, everyone. I also want to thank TAKREEM and Ricardo. I never expected to get any sort of recognition like this, so it really is an honor and humbling to be with such other distinguished honorees and to hear your stories. I also want to thank my mother. She's my biggest inspiration. I watched her reinvent herself and start her career when we were kids. I remember also when I was a kid, she would go up to strangers on the street and be like, hey, can I take your picture? And I would kind of be cringing and like distance myself. But looking back, it taught me that if you're chasing your dream and doing something you love, you can't care about what others think. You just got to go for it. So thank you to my mom for laying that foundation in me. And thank you to my dad, who's also here too. Appreciate it. So over the past 3 years, I spent my days riding my bicycle across continents. And compared to the work of so many in that room, it can feel small. I didn't build companies or discover any cures. I just simply pedaled forward one day at a time. But what that journey gave me was a lesson I believe belongs to all of us. The reminder that beneath our languages, borders, and backgrounds, there is a shared humanity connecting every person we meet. And I felt that in the most powerful way, especially when I entered the Arab countries. So arriving in Oman, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Syria, and eventually Lebanon in the middle of the summer. And so, I remember arriving to Oman and being able to speak Arabic and communicate with people again after many countries where I wasn't able to communicate. And I remember how proud I felt when people started recognizing my Lebanese accent through my broken Arabic. It filled me with pride that they would recognize it. And, in those moments, I wasn't just a traveler on a bicycle. I felt part of something older, deeper, and shared. And so maybe that is what dual culture truly means, not standing between two identities, but carrying both forward as bridges of understanding, compassion, and connection. So tonight I accept this award, or this honor, not as a finish line, but as encouragement to keep moving forward, to keep building bridges, to keep believing in our shared humanity, and to keep reminding others that even small steps or pedal strokes can carry us further than we ever imagined. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mabruk again to Mrs. Rania Matar and Mr. Samer Abu Hamad. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be hearing from Rania a little bit later in the program tonight, but there is a fantastic podcast that TAKREEM America hosts called Tak on the Pod, hosted by Andrea Makhlouf. And there is a fantastic episode coming out about Samer's journey on his bicycle for 3 years across continents. So stay tuned for that. Now I'd like to ask Mrs. Micheline Nader and Mr. Oscar Say Ali to come to the stage, left, to help present our next laureate with the Cultural Excellence Award. Micheline and Oscar are both TAKREEM America honorary board members. Well, this next story is about culture as memory, how the past leaves fingerprints on the present through contemporary art and material heritage. Our laureate reinterprets what remains, what disappears, and what still speaks. Let's take a listen now to the video.
أتمنى أي سؤال عند أي شخص بالذات في تراثنا وتاريخنا يكون متاحة الإجابة له. أنا أحاول بقدر الاستطاعة في كل أعمالي أنها تفهم من دون ما تقرأ أو تحس. وجدت شهادة حج قديمة من الأربعينات استخدمتها في إثبات أنه في هذا العمل يكون في ذكريات، مجموعة من الذكريات ومجموعة من الأحلام. My medium is found objects, and those pieces originally were giveaway in a special union, wedding, engagements. Back in the day, I decided to, especially during COVID, taking those stories and thinking of it, it should be shown and seen all the time. أحاول إني أختبر نفسي كيف إني أقدر أتجاوز شيء أنا بالنسبة لي صعب، سواء sculpture ولا لوحة ولا installation، عمل تركيبي. في فرق الواحد بين زيارة البينالي والمشاركة في بينالي. أنا ما زلت أقولها أنها حلم متحقق. ما في حدود للفن، ما في حدود للبحث، ما في حدود للتوثيق. المحاولة أن أجد طريقة أني أعرض تاريخ القصر والأحداث اللي مرت فيه بشكل فني. نتكلم على حقبة زمنية كبيرة، على قرارات مهمة اتخذت في هذا القصر. طبعا أنا كنت أتمنى أعرض أكثر عدد ممكن من الأعمال، إن شاء الله نكون بداية وما تكون هي النهاية.
And the award for cultural excellence goes to His Royal Highness Sultan bin Hamad.
Good evening, everyone. I am truly honored and slightly shocked in the best possible way. When people say cultural excellence, it sounds very serious, like something you would need a PhD to understand. But for me, culture is simple. Culture is what our family argues about. It's about the stories we tell. It's what we eat at midnight. It's how we were raised. And all of this ends up in my art. I believe that culture or art should be or must be simple before it's perfect. Should be honest before it's impressive. When it's real, people feel it. When it's fake, they can tell immediately. And that's why I try not to fit into any boxes, mostly because I don't know how to fit in boxes. As a Saudi artist, it's important to me to challenge easy narratives. We are not one story, we are many stories all at once, powerful and serious, traditional and experimental, deep and playful, and sometimes all at the same day. Art is like a wave. It carries, we throw our emotion in it, and our memories, our doubts, and it carries it forward, and it carries with it pieces of all of us. Once it's out in the world, it no longer belongs to us, it belongs to everybody that connects with it. And that's the beauty of art. It's important for art to be interactive. It's how we feel, and it's very important to me. Basically, this award is not mine alone. It belongs to my family, especially my wife, who supported me even when my career choices were creative. To all my fellow artists who constantly raising the bar to inspire me to grow. To everybody that believes in themselves and not afraid of showing the world, in a world sometimes preferred silence. I would like to thank TAKREEM and the selection committee for takreeming us. I would like to, and thank you for supporting and celebrating culture. Thank you for celebrating difference. Thank you for celebrating us. I'm honored, and thank you so much.
Alf Mabruk again to His Royal Highness Prince Sultan bin Fahd. Well, for our next Special Distinction Award, I'd like to ask Mr. Nabil Talib and Mrs. Eva Farha. Nabil Talib is a founding member of TAKREEM, and Eva Farha is a TAKREEM America Advisory Board member. This next video you're about to see, explaining this special distinction, celebrates cultural stewardship in its highest form, protecting art, widening access, and building institutions that welcome the world. It's a story about leadership that is global in vision, rigorous in standards, and deeply public in purpose. Please direct your attention to the screen.
Tonight, we recognize a leader who does not simply run institutions. She strengthens what culture makes possible: curiosity, dignity, dialogue, and belonging.
I am very motivated by thinking about how you can bring people together to make more of what they have to offer.
Dr. Mariette Westerman is the director and CEO of the Solomon Guggenheim Museum and Foundation. She leads the flagship museum in New York, oversees the Peggy Guggenheim collection in Venice, and provides collaborative leadership across the institution's international network, including Bilbao and the future Abu Dhabi Museum. But her story resonates deeply in the Middle East because she helped shape an idea into reality. She was NYU Abu Dhabi's founding provost and later returned to lead the institution as Vice Chancellor and Chief Executive, helping build a campus that stands today as a global meeting point for talent, scholarship, and ambition.
Works of art of a particular group, people, or country represent the identity of those very people and therefore are worth preserving.
What makes our honoree distinctive is the tone of her leadership. Ambitious but grounded, global yet deeply attentive to local communities. And speaking about the Guggenheim's mission, she captured it in one line that feels especially right for tonight. Create opportunities for anyone to engage with the transformative and connective power of art and artists. She also serves beyond any single institution, supporting heritage protection and major cultural platforms, while helping defend scholarship itself through the Scholar Rescue Fund. She serves on boards including Aleph, the Rijksmuseum, and the Educational Testing Service. And she chairs the Institute of International Education's Scholar Rescue Fund, supporting threatened scholars worldwide.
My dream of the future is a world anchored in vibrant green cities where lots of human beings live together to create a better world.
So tonight, we honor more than a title. We honor a career that expands access, protects knowledge, and builds bridges between education and public life, and between the Middle East and the world.
special distinguished award goes to Dr. Mariette Westerman.
Wow, Masal Khair. Thank you so much, Ricardo and TAKREEM America, for this remarkable distinction that you have accorded me. I first of all want to congratulate all the fellow awardees here and the fellow awardees of the past. It is truly extraordinary to hear what brought you to this stage, the things you've done, you've contributed. It's extraordinary, and all of you who have spoken already and who have received these awards here tonight are, of course, from the Arab community. You were born into it. You had no choice, but how lucky you were. I was not born into the Arab Ummah, you could say, but I have been incredibly fortunate to spend so much of my life, as you just saw, having extraordinary opportunities across the Arab world. I first came to the Arab world when I was 41. I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was. I'm going to keep you guessing. I was 41 and I went to Egypt. I was at the time director of the Institute of Fine Arts of NYU. There are a few graduates of the Institute in the room here tonight. But in any event, we had these magnificent excavations in Abydos in Upper Egypt. And I went, that was the first time I went, and it was really extraordinary to me to realize how ignorant I was. I had grown up in the Netherlands, an enlightened country, pretty much, and I had come to America when I was 18 to study, and I'm also today an American citizen. But and despite my exposure to the world, I realized when I was 41 I went to Egypt and saw this magnificent country and the huge range and swath of its humanity, how little I knew about the rich diversity of the Arab world, the different faiths, the different histories, the different people, the different family structures, the different societies, and that knowledge only has grown, of course, over the years, especially through my work in the UAE and beyond. And so I want to just say two things about this great gift that I've had of becoming a part of the Arab community, even though I wasn't born into it. The first is that it's been spoken about by several of you tonight, this remarkable with all this diversity of the Arab community that has been on full display of this great diaspora all around the world, this incredible unifying power of the Arab language, this beautiful language, this shape-shifting language that is also the living language of the Quran. It's as if I would be speaking Latin today, you know, forget it, right? So it's so remarkable to me that the full diversity of the Arab peoples is expressed so wonderfully in the dialects that sometimes you find yourselves back, you know what it is, but it sounds different all the time, which makes it really difficult for someone like me to master it, in fact, because the Khaliji is not the same as the Maghrabi, as the Egyptian, and so forth. But that is just a great source of its strength because it also binds you together from Morocco over to Yemen, up north to Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq and beyond. And I've always found that extremely beautiful. The other observation, the second one that I wanted to share, is that I know of no country or community or group or nation that I've entered in some way or other where the welcome of the people to strangers is extended with the love that you receive, the friendship extended from the minute you walk in, whether you are with your little son, as I was, my 6-year-old came with me to Egypt that first time. Unbelievable, he's never forgotten it. This warmth extended to strangers, freely given, and it's so rarely extended fully back to immigrants, even when coming into this country and others like my own native country, the Netherlands. It's an extraordinary contrast to me. And that is indeed why I am so very, very grateful that with this special TAKREEM Award, I feel truly adopted by the Arab community. Shukran jazilan, and I hope you enjoy this evening as much as I have, and that you have found it as moving as I have. Thank you very much.
All right, congrats again to Dr. Mariette Westerman, and thank you for embracing the Arab culture as if it were your own. To present our final Lifetime Achievement in Education, Entrepreneurship, and Philanthropy Award, I'd like to welcome Mr. George Elters and Mrs. Liz Elters. Liz is a committed philanthropist and community supporter, and George is a TAKREEM America Advisory Board member. Well, tonight we honor a partnership where success never stayed personal. It became a platform for service. Their story is about building opportunity through inclusive education, sustained philanthropy, and the belief that dignity should never be a privilege. Take a look now at the screen.
Some partnerships change lives, others change communities. Very few do both. Quietly, consistently, and without seeking the spotlight. Carmen and Ray Debani are such a partnership. Their story begins, as many meaningful journeys do, at the American University of Beirut. 2 young lives shaped by learning, curiosity, and a belief that education is not a privilege, but a responsibility. Carmen's journey is rooted in love, the kind of love that becomes action. When her son Charles faced learning challenges in a system that offered little support, she did not accept absence as an answer. She built presence. From that deeply personal moment emerged CLES, an institution that would grow into a national reference, transforming thousands of young lives across Lebanon.
I believe that the road to peace goes through the education of children. When I started CLES, I didn't plan for all that, but I had to do it for my son and the children of Lebanon.
Through free, comprehensive support, innovative programs, artistic inclusion, and partnerships with public schools, Carmen reshaped what inclusive education could look like. And she did not stop there. With CIMED in Brussels, she carried this vision beyond borders, creating bridges across the Euro-Mediterranean space, supporting NGOs, culture, sustainability, and inclusive artistic expression through Hazard. Her work reminds us that inclusion is not charity, it's justice. Ray's journey reflects another form of commitment, the belief that leadership is measured not only by success, but by stewardship. As co-founder and CEO of Invus, he built more than a global investment firm. He built a philosophy, one rooted in patience, partnership, and long-term trust. Over 4 decades, he helped companies grow, recover, and lead while proving that principled capitalism can coexist with humanity. But Ray's impact reaches far beyond boardrooms. Through Action Against Hunger and his family foundation, he has stood on the front lines of global humanitarian action, education, science, and the arts, guided always by the belief that success carries responsibility.
An Action Against Hunger is an amazing means for us to reach, almost directly, some of the neediest children and families in the world.
When Lebanon faced its darkest economic hours, Carmen and Ray did not look away. Through Care by CLES, they responded swiftly and quietly, delivering dignity in the form of food, hygiene, and hope to tens of thousands of families. No speeches, no cameras, just care. Their recognitions are many, but what truly defines them is something harder to name. A rare harmony between heart and action, between success and service. Tonight, as we honor Carmen and Ray Debani, we do more than celebrate two remarkable individuals. We celebrate a model of leadership that reminds us of who we can be when commitment outlives applause and when love becomes legacy.
مساء الخير. It is never easy to present someone we know and deeply admire, especially after witnessing in that report a journey so remarkable that words almost feel insufficient. What you have just seen speaks to his achievements, but beyond the public accomplishments, beyond the titles and milestones, stands a man of rare integrity, depth, and true humanist. I know Ray very, very well, almost more than 25 years. He is really a special man. I don't know if all of you know him, but we as a community in New York, all Lebanese people know who he is. And beside him, a remarkable woman whose love, strength, and vision have enriched his life and helped build the extraordinary team and shared purpose they embody together. It is Liz, my wife, and myself very honorable to invite to the stage not only as honorees, but a couple who represent the every best of what we aspire to be. Please welcome Carmen and Ray Debani.
And the Lifetime Distinction Award goes to Ray and Carmen Debani.
Good evening. Tonight, serendipity is all around. In September, CLES was preparing to launch a podcast awareness series. I reached out to Ricardo Karam to host the first episode with me. So I called him. He replied immediately and said, "Carmen, this is incredible. I was just writing you an email. When timing speaks louder than planning, you listen."
When we received Ricardo's email, it was addressed to both of us. So I told Carmen, "TAKREEM already honored me. This one is for you." And then I asked, "When is it?" She said, "It's in Houston on Friday, February 13th. I had a board meeting in Houston on February 11 and 12.
Wow.
So I stopped negotiating.
Yes, sometimes life decides for you. As you saw, we first met in AUB at a genetics class, and we connected intellectually.
Life took us to different continents. The applied genetics workshop only happened after a 30-year research hiatus.
Class began very simply. I couldn't find what my son needed. At first, it was selfish. It was to help him and help me. But when I met other children, other mothers, love expanded.
In business, success is often measured in numbers. I've learned something simpler. Do the work for its own sake. Stay focused. Stay persistent, especially when it would be easier not to. And never compromise your values for a quick win. If you stay true to it long enough, something meaningful grows.
Success is not a title. It is becoming the best version of yourself. When you achieve your best and you give it, this is success, no matter what your best is.
So we gave it our best. We were fortunate, and we were lifted by others. I've always felt that sharing isn't about repaying a debt. It's simply the natural extension of what you've built. When you're in a position to share, it feels natural, because in the end, the real return on investment is measured in people.
It feels natural because of love and because of faith. Faith in life, faith in people, faith that every child has a path if someone walks beside them.
Carmen, what you began with love. And after all these years, it still runs on love. If I'm honored tonight, it's because we are honored together.
Oh my God. Oh. Lebanon shaped who we are. It taught us to keep going, to stay true, and to care deeply for one another. So tonight, we say thank you. Thank you to TAKREEM. Thank you to Lebanon, to the USA, to our families, to our teams, to all of you, and to everyone who chooses every day to walk the path with love. Thank you.
All right, Alf Mabruk again to the Dabbanis, and please do stay here on stage if you don't mind. That concludes our award ceremony, y'all, but we have one last moment to mark this edition. I'd like to invite all of the honorees and awardees from this evening to come back on stage just for a quick photo. So I'll call you by name. We have the Dabbanis here, Dr. Marriott Westerman, His Royal Highness Prince Sultan bin Fahd, Rania Matar, and Samir Abu Hamad, Stephen Gillette, Dr. Hashim Al-Sarraj, Khalid Qtaili, and Dr. Ali Baidoun. Please come to the stage. And Ricardo, we'd like you to join for the second photo with them, please.